Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday, October the 23rd. Jen Patero here. A very cold Jen Patero here. 3 weeks out from my fitness competition with the UFE. Cannot wait. Like I say every week, time is just flying by. But things are certainly shifting. I'm noticing this is when prep life gets real. I've noticed some big changes. I'll chat a little bit about that today from both a fitness and a nutrition perspective. Also, my temperature. Around here, it's gotten colder, which is not great for somebody who's leaning out and getting ready for a fitness competition. So I've certainly been colder, and bear with me here as I stuff this, this warmed up beanbag around my neck. I may even jam it down my shirt at some point here too. But yeah, it has gotten real. Things have shifted as I thought that they would this time. So, I guess first I'll chat a little bit about the nutrition piece, because as much as I don't ever get a feeling of hunger, like I'm not ever sitting thinking, oh my goodness, I really need to eat, with the exception of as soon as I'm done my workout, right? I work out, I want to eat. The rest of the day, I'm okay. But what's happened is I'm getting pretty darn hangry. My patience is like this, especially later in the day. I would say after 5 o'clock, it's when I get a little bit of that brain fog setting in, and I have a very short fuse. So my poor family, I feel terrible for my kids and my husband. I just lost my ever-loving mind on my husband over talk of a Montreal smoked meat sandwich. I kid you not. I feel terrible. I've apologized profusely, but it's Saturday. My schedule has been shifted a little bit. Had to get kids to where they needed to be this morning, so that's fine. My exercise got pushed back. Today is just cardio. Honestly, it's about an hour and a half worth of cardio, because I do half an hour of my dance. I jog on Saturdays, 25 minutes, and then a bit of a 5-minute walk, so half an hour there. And then I do, right now it's plyometric training. That's my program with Mel, which is amazing. I love it. But I finished my cardio. I got my kids where I needed them to be, but I'm a little later to sit down and eat. So I had just sat down to eat my delicious brick, and husband walks through the door and starts talking about how he would love a Montreal smoked meat sandwich. And you know what? I don't really care. Like, I don't want a Montreal smoked meat sandwich, but I just flew off the handle. What do you mean? You can eat whatever you want, whenever you want. I haven't eaten in over 24 hours. I just worked out for an hour and a half. Take your Montreal smoked meat sandwich and shove it up your... Like, I was nasty. So nasty. So it's happened. I'm hangry, and my poor family needs to put up with this for another 3 weeks. And I'm apologizing to them all the time. It's crazy because work gets the best of me, right? Like, I can get through the workday feeling good, but it's around 4 o'clock that the fog starts to set in. And then in the evening, my family just deals with the crap. So God love them for their support and putting up with me through this. I'm going to owe them big time at the end. But that brings me to something that this level of brain fog, and when it happens, varies depending on the day. And that has to do with my exercise, I feel. So, it's amazing. Your body gets so used to doing what it normally does, your energy expenditure for the day. And you shift that even in the slightest, I'm finding right now my energy level, depending on the exercise that day, will hit me more days than others, and it will hit at different times based on the level of intensity. Like, it blows my mind again here as I control as many variables as possible. You really get a good understanding of the impact of diet and exercise on your body. So last week I had said, I thought that stress and sleep played a big role in my weight through the week. And I do. I know that sleep and stress can impact water retention. I am, though, looking back at last week and thinking, I think a lot of that did have to do with my cycle. But I think stress was a factor as well. And another stress, other than like mental stress, which is sort of what I was focused on last week, the other kind of stress, of course, is exercise. And this go around, I am doing things a little bit different with respect to my exercise. Last time, I did my program with Mel, loved it, and then I did cardio. And for the majority of my prep, my cardio was 9-week Control Freak, which is a Beachbody program by Autumn Calabrese. Love it. And the reason I chose to do that for half an hour cardio is because it did density, complex training, and Tabata. And I was using it as my cardio with weights because I was so worried. I didn't want to lose muscle mass. So I wanted to maintain as much of that as possible, and I thought that would be a great program to use to do that because it was cardio with weights. This time, I'm doing my programming with Mel, which I love, and I've shifted to do Country Heat for half an hour. That's a dance program, and I chose it for a couple of reasons. One, I wanted to get working on my posing and my hips. And I also wanted to focus on my core, and through dancing, there's a lot of core work and my legs too. There's a lot of, as I dance, there's a lot of leg work that I do as part of those videos. And I can set it up so that each week I do the same dance every day that week. And I increase the intensity of those dances because that's how the program is built. Where with 9-week Control Freak, I followed the program and it's great. The problem was some weeks had a little more cardio than others. Some weeks the weights, the body parts you were focused on as part of the program didn't align with the weight training I was doing with Mel. And I just found I couldn't keep it as consistent, and it makes a difference. So with using Country Heat, I felt I could keep that cardio a lot more consistent. And I have been able to do that. And then on top of that dance, I'm also doing my treadmill. So 25 minutes on the treadmill. 2 days of the week I run, and then 4 days of the week I walk on an incline. So Mel told me to do her program and then only 5 days of the week to do 25 minutes of treadmill work on an incline. So Jen Patero has taken it upon herself to add to that, because I like to challenge myself. I added to that the 2 days of running, right? So instead of 5 days a week doing walking on a treadmill, I do 6 days of the week. 2 days running, 4 days walking, and 6 days of the week, I also add in half an hour of dancing. And I think that this is also why I'm feeling, by the end of the day, so exhausted on certain days. So for example, leg day, like hitting a wall at 5 o'clock, I'm on the couch, like don't even want to do my posing. I've got no energy. I'm done. Then my cardio day, my running, my jogging day, again, spent, like so exhausted, cannot get off the couch. But then I wake up the next day and I feel great. I feel fine. I get my workout in, and if that day isn't quite as intense as the day before, then I'm fine until about 8 o'clock. And then I hit this energy, like total crash, cannot do anymore. So it's interesting to me to watch and pay attention to the way my body feels based on the amount of exercise I've done that day and the way that it can shift. So you may think, you're going about your new lifestyle and adding in 30 minutes of a dance program per day. Does it really have an impact? Does it really do anything to me? I can tell you very clearly, yes, it does. You get down here to, where you feel, your body feels every little bit of incremental effort, like change. And I can confidently tell you to stick with your half an hour of exercise, whatever it is, because it does make a big difference. Yeah, so that's it. It's an awful lot. I'm hangry. I've got a whole lot less energy at the end of the day. But it's working. I'm leaning out like crazy right now. So, if we go back to look at where I was sitting last Sunday, I weighed 119 pounds. Today I stepped on the scale, I weigh 118 pounds. So again, throughout the course of the week, I've lost 1 pound. And, I think a lot of it is fat. And as I don't want to take off my sweatshirt quite yet, but when I do, you may even notice, like I'm leaning out here, which is great for the show, but it's getting a little bit scary, to be perfectly honest. It's getting a little, I don't know, like I feel like a skeleton. But anyways, for all intents and purposes, what I'm trying to do here, it's exactly what I need and exactly what I want. So everything seems to be tracking well based on the shift in my macros. So this past week, I had dropped both fat and protein. I dropped down to 120 grams of fat and 90 grams of protein, which equated to 1,480 calories per day. Then on Friday, so just yesterday, I did my first ketogenic caloric refeed, which is intended, the day before show day to help fill out your muscles, help increase your vascularity. And I think, honestly, it helps to sort of trick your body into not going into starvation mode. I could be dreaming, but that's what I'm thinking it would help with as well. Give your body a little bit more food, and then we can cut back down again this next week, because we are going to shift to 120 grams of fat, right? Fat actually stays constant. 120 grams of fat, and I drop my protein by 5 grams, so I go to 85 grams of protein. Total 1,460, which is exactly that magic resting metabolic caloric intake that I need to do nothing but eat, sleep, breathe, and lay on the couch. So calories getting pretty low. But I did want to, going back to this ketogenic caloric refeed, because I will do another one on Friday. I up the fat to 145 grams of fat Friday, and the protein goes up to 110. So you think, oh great, you're gonna, getting excited, you're gonna increase the calories for a day. I'm gonna tell you right now, yesterday, my slight increase in calories meant 1 extra tablespoon of cream, so I could have 1 extra coffee yesterday, and 3 extra full eggs. That's it. So it's not as though I'm totally pigging out. I am increasing my calories, my fat, and my protein, but not by a ton. Okay, this week I'll be increasing by a little more than that. I think I get to eat 4 eggs, and I get to have 6 tablespoons of cream. I don't know how I'm going to do that, because I don't think I want 6 cups of coffee, but that's the game plan for next week. And we'll see how this does. Hopefully I don't get too much hangrier and get too angry with my family here. I hope they can put up with me for just another couple of weeks here. So that's it for my updates. And now I am going to do a little bit of posing and probably just a walk. I don't have a ton of time here. I'm trying to make these shorter and I'm not. So keep in mind, and I just ate. So I've now eaten for the day. Yeah, so maybe looking a little more bloated than normal, but it's getting pretty lean. There's not a whole heck of a lot going on there. Probably that's why I'm so cold. Anyways, I'm going to do a little bit of a walk and I get some quarter turns. I'll do that again. Next week, I'll do some of my T-walk, I promise. This week, I'm just going to sway my hips, slow things down. Do a front pose. And walk. Front pose. And keep in frame here. And do my side pose. And a bit of a back. Turn to the back. Hope you can still see me. Back pose. I don't know if you can notice any leaning out here. I certainly can when I saw my pictures this morning. Close it off. Turn. And then finally, back around front. So, it's getting real. It's getting close. But I think, honestly, I'm going to be bringing a better Jen Patero. Like, I feel I'm already leaner now than I was when I stepped on the stage in June. And I got 3 weeks left to go. So this, I think, is what Robert means by coasting into this, because, we're not even touching fat this week. We're only dropping my calories by 20. So, getting pretty lean, and we're going to coast into this. And like I say, hopefully I don't get too much more hangry, and I don't lose any more energy, and this brain fog stays manageable. Anyways, thanks so much, guys. Hope you're having an amazing weekend. Hope you continue on and have an incredible week. And I will be back to give you an update next Saturday. Take care, guys. Bye for now.